If in order to understand where you are in the capture process, you need a meeting, then it means that your process is too vague. If in order to understand in what situation an opportunity is, what are your potential partners, what are your competitors, where you are in terms of the relationship with the program office, where you are in terms of the relationship with the contracting office, where you are in terms of incumbent capture, where you are in your understanding with the staffing. If in order to know those basic things, you need a meeting, that means that in a way, either you don't have a process or your process is too vague. And the consequence of that is that in a way, it is obscure. And if the process is obscure, if the situation of each opportunity is obscure to you, the CEO, the founder, you can't control it. You're not up to date with what's going on. It means that you cannot see what happens in real time. In a way, your BD team may be doing the right things, but there's no way for you to know it. And in a way, if you don't know what's going on, less is going to be done. If you have an eye on what's going on, more of the right things are going to be done. Your capture process needs to give you visibility in order for you to know where it's headed, in order for you to be able to say, look, you need to adjust this, or you need to change that, or you need to speed it up a little bit. When the BD team is too embedded into the details of an opportunity, it is very helpful to come from the outside and provide some conceptual help, some strategic help. In other words, if you don't have visibility into the capture process, you as the founder, as the owner, as the CEO, or as a CGO, you're not going to be able to help. Another consequence, very important consequence and dramatic consequence of not having BD visibility, if you don't know what's going on, is a case of asymmetric information. So you hire people to do something, you don't know what's going on. The people that you hire to do something know more about that something than you, and that is unacceptable. So we have three things to provide BD visibility. The first one, the big picture that gives visibility not only on one opportunity but on several opportunities on the whole pipeline, is to have a pipeline that has more stages than the classic pre-qualify, qualify, capture, and bid or proposal. We don't believe that is a good pipeline. The process involves more than that. It's very simple and very easy to break down the stages in more, or break down the process in more stages. So just by looking at the pipeline, if you have, let's say, 10 stages, and they need to be logical stages, they need to be, understandable and sound stages. But if you have a pipeline with 10 stages, then just by looking at the shape of the pipeline, you will see if there is progress or not. If you see all of the opportunities get stuck at the left of the pipeline, you can very easily realize that no progress is being made. If you see opportunities moving to the right, that's a good thing. But if you see only opportunities at the right of the pipeline and not opportunities on the left, that means that the pipeline is not being fed. In other words, people get to work only on the opportunities that are advanced, and they forget to feed the pipeline with new opportunities. So the ideal shape of the pipeline is opportunities that get in the left of the pipeline and they move to the right. Many times you will have more opportunities on the left and less opportunities on the right, because you start with one opportunity and for different reasons they die. So having volume is important. But one of the things that we have to provide BD visibility is a pipeline with several stages. So by breaking it down in that way, just in 1 second, you look at the pipeline and you see where things are headed. The second way that we have to provide BD visibility and allow the CEOs and CGOs to know exactly where an opportunity is in the process is with points. To the extent that points can represent relationships, we give each opportunity a number. The number goes from 0 to 100. So very simply, and in 1 second, you can see by looking at the number of the opportunity how advanced it is. If the number is 70, from 0 to 100, 70 out of 100, the opportunity is very advanced. If the number is 10 or 5 or 15, then the opportunity is at the beginning stages. So that is the second way to look at an opportunity and to realize what it is in 1 second. Two opportunities may be on the same stage, but they may have different levels of progress to the extent that that is possible, right? So you can compare them just by putting the number of the opportunity close to the name of the opportunity or something like that, where you can see it without having to open the opportunity. And the third way to provide BD visibility is what we call the opportunity map. The opportunity map is a table with the relationship zones, program office, incumbent employees and former federal employees that are been supporting that office of the opportunity, partners and competitors, contracting officers and small business representatives. Those are the relationship zones. The opportunity map has 6 milestones, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for each of those relationship zones. And you can mark this in a table or in an app. We also have an application. So if you look at one table, you will see the relationship zone on the left and then the different milestones in different columns on the right. So if, for example, you can be on the milestone 3 of the program office, in milestone 4, more advanced on the contracting office, in milestone 2, a little bit beginning with the partnering process for the partners, and different milestones in different relationship zones. But that will give you, in probably 40 seconds, 30 seconds, or 20 seconds, once you get used to it, that will give you a very precise idea, a very precise knowledge on where you are in the capture process for each opportunity. It could be the case that you are advanced on partnering for whatever reason, but you are behind with the contracting office and with the program office. It could be that you are advanced with the program office, you have met, you have a relationship, they have received some of your ideas, but you are not bringing the partners that complement your solution, or you don't have a partner that complement your key personnel staffing. So there are different situations, but it is very helpful to look at the opportunity map, and that will give you, in a few seconds, not 1 second, but a few seconds of interpreting the opportunity map, that will give you a very precise idea on where you are in an opportunity. So those are the 3 ways. Where the opportunity is in the pipeline, if you have several stages, not 3 or 4 or 5, the points, and the opportunity map, the shape of the opportunity map.